that's not a choice one can make, right? Because they do very, very, very different things. Although I will say they have one thing in common, which is that they both write very sparse music, so there's not a note out of place in either one of their scores. I was late today because I was working on George Benjamin, and since Benjamin Britten is dead, I will say today George Benjamin. That's also, I don't think, that's kind of apples and oranges again. I don't really think those are comparable things. They did and do so many different kinds of things that I wouldn't, they're just in different, classes sort of, so I wouldn't pick one. They do different things. In my life, being a countertenor has brought me the access to the most depth, actually, perhaps because I'm a little older. But you left off boy soprano on that list, which was the first way that I sang, and in some ways still was the most joyful, because it was when I was so young that I couldn't be nervous about anything. So I would say boy soprano, cellist was wonderful, baritone was horrible because I'm not a baritone, and so I was terrible and dreadful. And then countertenor. Yeah, so I picked countertenor. I mean, if I thought that Cecilia Bartoli and Callas were doing different things, this one, Pierre Boulez and Barbra Streisand, I totally picked them both. I'm a big fan of, I'm a very big fan of Pierre Boulez, of course, as a composer, and Barbra Streisand, when she sang, particularly, let me do my favorite part, was when she was singing in the 60s, 70s, early real singing Barbra Streisand. Boy, she knew how to sell a song and do text beautifully. So I picked them both. I pick Italian coloratura. It's because it's so much fun to do. It's so much fun to do. The opera I'm doing right now, Orlando, has two very big bravura pieces, arias with coloratura in them, and one of them where he's in the fullness of who he is, and it's in a very kind of positive way of saying it, and another one where he's incredibly gutted with pain, and he sings, again, huge amount of fast notes. But even when he's in pain, the sensation of that speed coming out of your body is joyous. So I pick, even though I love German literature and it was my major, I pick Italian. Is that who I am? Am I a gym queen or a Burger King? Well, I'm totally not a gym queen. We call them gym bunnies, actually, a gym bunny. I'm not a gym bunny at all. And I like burgers. But I like weird burgers with like chèvre and caramelized onions and foie gras. So I think I'd call myself a burger queen. That's not possibly a question I can answer. That's I can't pick between those two people. They're both family in different ways. Musical family, actual family. Let me just put it this way. I'm glad that both of them are in the world. That's easy. Please. All right, I don't want to be prissy, but I take a little issue with the sign, because Orlando isn't exactly a good guy. He's In himself, he's a good guy, but in the opera, he spends 95% of it kind of crazy. I think I pick good guys with an edge, and that's Orlando. Yeah, so Orlando. I'm not going to pick either of those, because neither of them is true. I will sing, I'm one of these people who absolutely will be able to stop at the right time. So I will sing until I first sense that I can't do exactly what I want vocally, and then I will turn my attention to Act 3, which we are beginning to think about right now. Do I take by that you think that my voice soprano record, I look terrible on it? Is that, my grandmother gave me that sweater. You know, I don't know how I can, you know, I'm not going against my grandmother, you know, and I like Max a lot, but I'm not going to go against my grandmother, so I will say that one. That's it. Thank you.